Hi guys, I did it. I finally bought a new monopod setup and I got a gimbal head for it. So let's unbox it. If you watched my last video, you would know that my monopod keeps breaking on me, and I kind of wrecked my finger, sliced it open trying to fix it. So I felt like this was pretty much a good time and much needed upgrade. It's not the most expensive, but I spent about, I want to say, $170 on the setup entirely, and all the products are linked to my link tree, and I do make commission, so there's that. Normally I would just take one of my knives and slice these open, but I still have a little bit of PTSD from almost cutting my finger off. Honestly, the monopod's exciting, but really the gimbal head is something that I've been really wanting to kind of elevate my wildlife photography. With my other one is pretty stationary, and I felt like for photos it was fine not having that swivel head on top, but for taking video I've been kind of compensating for not having like a swivel head top to play with any movement by shooting 120 FPS. So I've been shooting in slow-mo. It helps kind of smooth out the video. With this, I'm hoping I can take more regular footage, especially so I can get the sound. Because if you shoot in 120 FPS, at least with my R5, you don't get any audio with it, which makes sense because it would be skewed. So I'll have to link the brands I got for the actual gimbal head, but I know I paid like maybe $45 for this, and honestly I'm already impressed. This thing is pretty solid. It's heavy duty. One thing when picking out camera equipment, especially if you're using like a long telephoto lens, is to pick out equipment that will work with your gear. So I of course do not know the exact weight of my equipment because I haven't actually sat and weighed it, but I know it's definitely over 12 pounds, which is a lot. Which a lot of the monopods I saw, that's kind of like the rating, and that's probably what I was using before, which probably helped leaving it for the top to keep falling off and failing. But let's get the monopod unboxed. I can put the sharp objects away. I did end up going with the iFootage Cobra A180 one. I think it looks nice. I like the color combo. And let me see if there was the rating on the box. It says vertical payload 8 kilograms. Hey, Echo, what does 8 kilograms mean in pounds?
8 kilograms is about 17.64 pounds.
Okay, 17.64 pounds. Thanks, Echo. Comes with a nice little carrying case here. I did this in my room because all my gear is set up here, and I plan on actually getting dressed really quick and going outside to check it out. I just wanted to kind of do a quick video. Sorry, I have ADD. So yeah, it does come with all them other products. So for the monopod itself, I paid $130, which is fairly cheap when it comes to camera equipment, but I did read the reviews. There was a monopod that was a step down from this, and Amazon listed it as frequently returned, which is kind of a red flag for me. Going to the step up, I definitely read the reviews, and there luckily was some with photos, and people that were reviewing it had kind of the same setup I did, so that's always a good sign. Oh yeah, it is a quick release. There are gimbals that you can buy that actually have the tilt head on it. I did not go for that kind of option because I wanted to do the gimbal head. You just push it in to unlock it, push down, and pull this out. Pretty easy. I like, or it should be easy for a normal person. Not for me. Okay. So this monopod is, I believe, aluminum alloy. It's not exactly heavy, but it is like 2.5 pounds, which is fine. I need the exercise anyway. I'm not sure why that is wrapped, but okay. Guys, I'm barely awake, so yeah. Coffee break while I read the instructions really quick. BRB. Another feature why I chose this monopod, it's because I've been really wanting one with the extendable little legs here. So it's like kind of a monopod tripod combo, which works out wonderfully. You can adjust these apparently at different angles. If I'm not sure, we'll still have to do some testing out. I'm not sure, probably at this length I'd be comfortable setting my camera up and leaving it, but yeah, again, TBD. We'll see how the weight of my camera does. Okay, so also the base is removable if you want to take that off. I'm definitely gonna have to get used to trying to put this on and off. Oh, I need to work out. Oh, so duh, while trying to put this together, I just realized that you can put the actual attachment on here and just use this as a little standalone. The other feature, which now I'm already regretting being cheap and not upgrading because the other one has a foot pedal, this does have a swivel ball. So when you are using the monopod, you can have a 360-degree rotation. It goes, well, the instruction book says up to 40%. So that is nice. If I especially don't have the gimbal head on, I can still kind of have some play with it while it's on the, while I'm just using it as a regular monopod. Now watch me probably struggle because I'm a goofball trying to get the gimbal head on the monopod and my camera on top of that. So it shouldn't be too difficult. I'm just gonna get this unlocked, tighten this back up, and then I'm just going to get this screwed in to the gimbal head bottom. I'm not sure how tight it's supposed to go. We'll see. Nice. Quick release on top. And this plate should just unscrew. So you can slide this out. This is the piece that's gonna go on my lens, is what I prefer, just for some balance. I'll show you here. So I'm gonna just screw that in onto the plate on my actual lens. It is nice. It does have the little, kind of a more heavy duty actually, little screw head top twisty thing. I don't know what they're called. I'm not a very technical person. We'll get it screwed in there. Seems pretty tight. I'm happy with that. And then now we're just gonna slide this guy back on. I guess it's technically not a quick release plate because those would have some kind of like lever button. This does have a screw tie on it. So this does have the little screw in that you screw the plate, which can be adjusted. I'm going to kind of test out how stable it is. Wow. Nice. Honestly, kind of impressed. This is pretty heavy duty. Actually, this thing goes taller. I just moved it up 2 of the little clips, and I'm like 5'3.5", and Yeah, so probably like an 8 foot tall person could use this. Also, don't mind my messy room, but here's kind of what it looks like set up. You can unscrew that screw right there to give it the swivel. Pretty impressed, not gonna lie. Very excited. I am gonna lower this down because I am short. That's pretty easy to do. And it does have a little compass on there, so that's kind of cool. I get lost a lot. All right, so moving this around. Yeah, you really have to tighten that ball down at the bottom. I feel like that might wear out over time, but let's kind of test out the gimbal head. It does have an adjustable length right here. So one thing with gimbals is you want it to be somewhat balanced. Okay. So for the safety of my camera, because this is my first time, I am gonna just wrap my strap around my wrist. With the gimbal head, one of my favorite features is you can do a 360-degree rotation with this and also move it, you know, where you need to. It's gonna give you a way smoother flow for especially taking video. This is gonna be so nice, and if I'm just out taking a photo, I don't have to set up my whole entire tripod. That's really why I went with the tripod leg. So all in all, I am super impressed with this setup right now. You can lock into position either rotating this way or this way, so that is also nice. I'm just gonna go ahead, leave the plate on here. I'm gonna unscrew my camera. Huzzah, great, wonderful. It made it through its first little setup. I'm gonna screw this back in. So first impression, all in all, pretty impressed. Now I need to get all bundled up to go outside and actually use it, which normally I love going outside, but I can hear the wind and it's cold. It's like 20 degrees here in Northwest Indiana today, but I gotta complain once in my video. Let's get dressed and I'm going to, I think, try out the rookery. I saw some people were out there this week and it didn't seem to be frozen, so I'm gonna try the rookery in Highland to test this bad boy out. If not, I'll head up to the lakefront in Whiting, so stay tuned. Guys, I'm so excited. I think the sun might be actually poking in and out today, which is wonderful. I work full time, and of course it getting dark at 5 p.m. I have to be like a weekend warrior with my photography, and it's just nice to be out in the daylight because by the time I get off work, it's still dark. What the heck is this guy doing? So guys, I'm gonna go check out the Highland Rookery first and see what that's looking like. I definitely want to try to shoot there. It's one of my go-tos throughout the year, but just to test out how the tripod feet on the monopod, how they'll adjust to the ground being uneven. A lot of the times when I just kind of sit there and perch up, I'm kind of sitting on a hill. So definitely interested to see how this is gonna work out, but give me like 5 minutes and I'll be there. So guys, just got to the rookery. My eyes are watering already. It is a little brisk. It's a brisk 30 degrees out, which doesn't bother me, but that wind is a little chilly. It's still pretty frozen, but I do see a clear space down like in the middle part that actually has some ducks swimming around. So let's go set up this little tripod and get some shots in today. So as you can see, what I was saying in the car, like you usually sit like on that hill for a while, so we'll see how the monopod sets up on that. All right, there's some mallards. I don't know if you can see them. Guys, we got ducks. So I'm just gonna get my gear out really quick. Got the gimbal head, and of course my camera. And I just scared the ducks away. They'll come back maybe. I still see the mallards. Get my camera out, and then I'm gonna kind of use my bag as a somewhat flat surface to set my other camera on so I can show you guys what I'm doing. Okay. That might stay up. Hot mess, let me tell you. Okay. So I always just put the strap around my neck because I am clumsy, and if this thing falls and breaks, I will cry. Just got my card read formatted to get rid of my other old photos. So first I'm gonna try to get this monopod set up so it'll be somewhat level on the ground. Nice. So there it goes. I just want to make sure all these legs are actually clipped in. That's not too bad. Next I'm gonna do this little quick release to get the gimbal head on. Nice. So the only thing with the monopod itself, it does not have a level on it, which isn't a completely necessary feature, but it is nice to have. But there is a level on the monopod head. I don't think I'm gonna necessarily need it anyway, since I of course have the gimbal head, but we'll check it out. Alright, next I'm gonna just unscrew the screw here, slide this into place, maybe. So it's not completely level, but it is definitely stable. I guess another way to level it out right here is going to be to adjust this little ball screw on here. Not terribly stable, but it'll do for now. This is kind of a bad spot. I do want to see how it functions with my lens fully out as well. Wow, guys, this is nice. I will post a video comparison of how my other monopod shot slow-mo, how smooth this thing is panning around, and then I'm going to do just like a regular video. So this footage I took with my old monopod, which was just kind of a cheapo stick one that my camera screwed directly on top of. I did have to hold it the whole time, so along with the shake, it was hard to like focus on what I actually needed to. This is the footage I took today with the new one. As you can see, even though it was super windy, the video was just all around less shaky. It panned so smooth. I'm really excited to get more shots. And again, this was taken in the slow-mo mode at about 120 FPS. This is footage that I took in 60 FPS on my old monopod. And as you can see, I do have audio with this, but it is just completely shaky. It's ridiculous. This I shot at 60 FPS today with the new gimbal. And of course it's not perfect, but way better quality, way less camera shake. Yeah, so wow. Like, I really think this is going to be a game changer in helping really elevate my photos with this little setup. Whew, it's chilly. I don't know if you can hear that wind or not, but it is windy. So guys, another thing, especially with gimbals, if you've ever used one, it does take some balancing. This one was pretty simple to balance. I of course put my lens fully extended because that's typically when I'm shooting wildlife, I'm gonna be trying to get as close as possible. So I do have everything movable, and as you can see, it's gonna stay in the same spot. How I did that was I moved this lever down all the way to the lowest, and then with the plate I moved it all the way to the back of the holder, and then I had to slide this back a little bit. So if your camera's not staying put when you first put it on, those are some adjustments, minor little adjustments that you may have to make to get it to stay level, because that's the whole point of having the gimbal, is when you swivel the bottom, your lens will stay upright. So let's test that out. So I unscrewed the bottom so I can swivel it and move it around, but as you can see, it's not a mechanical gimbal, it is a manual one, so you actually have to move it a little bit to keep it straight and adjust it. But as far as my lens and camera staying put in the position that I want it, pretty impressed. So here I wanted to get it set up, extended how I normally would be shooting, even at other locations. I did see a Merlin and this awesome kingfisher that I got shots of. And then, guys, I don't even know why I go out in public. Literally, look at this. What a doofus. So after I didn't strangle myself with my camera strap, I wanted to actually check out the stability, and she's stable, guys. Brrr. Okay, so I didn't want to stay out too long today. I mostly just wanted to kind of test around and play with the new setup, but here's my hot takes for a monopod gimbal head setup for less than $200. I am duly impressed. I do think the gimbal head needs to be broken in a little bit, and then just because I pretty much was shooting off of a cheap stick. I don't know where it is, because after I cut my finger with it, I threw it somewhere in the back. But definitely there's a lot more moving parts on this and a lot of adjustments, so that you can do. So it is going to take me a little bit of practice, hopefully on a bit of a warmer day, to really get it dialed in, and especially get it dialed in with my camera and lens combo, which again, I shoot with a Canon R5 with the Sigma 150 to 600 contemporary lens. Too cheap to buy the Sport. One other issue that I was having is the plate kept loosening up, or the screw rather, and it was just moving around. I'm gonna have to figure that little situation out. I did only finger tighten them also, so that's probably the problem. There is a slot for an actual screwdriver, so I'll probably mess with it some more inside, get it all balanced out how I want it. And I did take a day off Friday. Hopefully, well, I already know they're calling for snow, so it's not going to be nice weather, but I do want to take it out Friday and really do some shooting. So yeah, practice makes perfect. Really looking forward to doing some more shooting with this and taking you guys along. So I will see you on the next video, probably Friday. Bye.